it's Mina Simone and we are back with BET Streetz, the show where we dive in to the best of Black British arts, entertainment and culture. Today we are at The Culture. This is Content for Change, a space to discuss the future of inclusive content and storytelling for the local community. It's going to be a sick event, but we are going to be speaking to the one and only Rapman, a celebrated director, storyteller and musician.
You're looking at the behind the scenes of one of the greatest shows ever.
We're going to be getting into his career, the impact he's had on the industry, and so much more. So stay tuned. We're going to go.
What motivated you to pursue a career in film and storytelling?
I suppose it started with music. I was the type of person that when I listened to the album, I loved the storytelling songs, but they would never make the videos to the storytelling songs. It's important to put out there what we're trying to layer for the next generation. So I'm always trying to push the boundaries and put, Black creators in a space that we haven't been there before, or we're not recognized in, should I say.
With insights as powerful as his films, Rapman leaves us inspired. But the day isn't over yet, as we are granted some time with the man himself. So I am with Rapman. He's not just an artist, he is a director, a storyteller. You've been making waves in the scene, you've been doing big, big things. How did you know storytelling was your calling?
You know what? It's mad. Like, the first time I realised storytelling was something I could do, I was trying to get into one school in Deptford called Addy and Stanhope. At them days there, that school was like a top school and you had to do a test to get in. So coming from primary school, they made me, you have to do a test. I had to do a story test, maths and English. I done the test and they came out and they told my dad, yeah, your son didn't get in. But he told one hell of a story. And I remember writing some ill story, getting so into this story, I didn't even do the other parts. And then I remember years later, I decided I want to start rapping. And one of the first rap songs I brought out as a video was Blue Story, like not the film, there's a YouTube version of it. And everyone started hitting me up like, this is crazy, this is crazy. And I realized when I'm in the studio, when I'm writing a story, it comes quicker than all the other songs. So I started clocking after a while that storytelling's kind of my bag, innit? So it kind of just fell into that.
It definitely is, and I feel like you home in on social issues as well. But I've always wondered how you keep the entertainment side of things, but also convey those messages.
When I'm creating anything, I always think first and foremost, you gotta entertain. As Charlemagne said, he likes the way I put medicine in the sugar. So what I do, I know if you preach to anybody, they automatically turn away. But if you kind of sprinkle it in there, you can get a lot of message across and still be entertaining. So I always kind of go through, every time I'm writing something, I always make sure it's entertaining. And I always think, oh, this might be a good place to put in a little knowledge for them without them knowing that this is knowledge. So I'll do it so subtly that only if it relates to you, it will trigger with you. But when it goes to the execs that are non-black, they don't get it. They don't see it. So yeah, it's kind of just a big part of how I am as a person. Like, I just always put my personality in. My personality is big on entertaining and justice, equal justice for people of colour, you get me?
That's not easy in this industry for sure. I remember when you put out Blue Story, in some cinemas it was banned. I remember that, and I remember it was just still doing crazy numbers in the box office, like nothing was getting it down.
It's people, man.
What challenges have you faced in this industry, having your message, and how have you overcome them?
The biggest challenge is, to be honest, was trying to get through. Like, for example, when I met you and you was like, I heard your songs, that's a shock to me because I was doing songs for so many years. No one paid any attention. And it was hard to get through. When I finally did get access, you get pushback here and there, but you kind of have everyone coming to you. Like, Netflix came to me and said, have you got a TV show? Paramount came to me and said, have you got a movie? And that's because people want to jump on you when you're hot. So the hardest thing is getting people on side. I never really looked back at the pushback from the industry in the sense of the execs. You see, once the people are like, that's not a guy, I like his stories, I'm gonna watch all of his stories. As soon as the people at the top see that he's got his following for that, you're through. So the hardest thing was getting through. Like, I think once, like even now, like you're known as Big Mina Simone, like how long did it take for people to say, you know what, I want her to be the host? True. That's always the hardest part to get through. You're gonna have problems when you get in there, but nothing is as hard as getting in. And I think the hardest other part is staying in.
My thing is, I want to know how important it is for you to represent yourself on like in media in general, not social media. Like, how important is it for you to represent yourself in media, and how important is it for your audience to see?
For myself, I don't like to do any interview or anything on social media that I'm gonna look back and cringe at 5-10 years later. So the only way for me not to do that is if I'm just being myself. You will never see me on social media or any media acting up for the moment. You will never see me acting crazy because I think it might get a like or a view, or I'm just always gonna be myself. So if you do see something crazy from me, that's just how I feel, that's how I am, and that's who I am. But it's important to me that people see me for who I am, you know, and that's how I got as far as I am, because I've just been who I am. So I ain't trying to switch it up or change it up.
And you don't have to. People like Jay-Z have noticed you, signed you, have done crazy things. Like, you've done crazy things.
It's been a mad career so far.
A mad career. For those who are trying to be like you, follow your footsteps, or just be another version of a storyteller, what advice do you have?
Tell your own stories, man. Start off by talking about what you know. And that's like the oldest saying in the book when everyone asks what do you do when it comes to writing. Talk about what you know first, you know. And you get people saying, oh, I'm so tired of the hood narrative. Bro, if you grew up in the hood and that's what you know, write that story. Yeah, it don't matter what the people are tired of, because they will come out and watch it if it's good. Tell your own story first. Self-belief, believe in yourself, because other people more than likely, until you make it, they won't. And you'll always know if something comes easier to you than other people. So if you know that storytelling thing is just in you and it comes to you, just keep on going, man. Eventually the doors will open.
From being on our TV screens to being on a panel with LL Cool J, Rapman cannot be stopped. We had an enlightening conversation with him, understand who he was as a person and why it's important to stay authentically yourself. He has really showed us what storytelling is all about and the places it can take you to. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. I'm Mina Simone, this is BET Streetz, and we'll catch you soon. Make sure you don't give up.